If you're an artist, mixer, producer, mastering engineer, or any combination of any of these things, you know how hard it can be to objectively measure your music, right? You're excited about something, think it sounds good, but are you just excited? Are you going to listen tomorrow and think, no, that's not it. What was I thinking? Or maybe you're just being too hard on yourself and you actually are doing good work, but because of those negative emotions, you're like, nah, I'm never going to be anything. I felt both of these ways all the time, and I think I figured out the way to kind of combat this, so let's talk about it. Yo, what's good, guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, subscribe and stick around because I'm dropping gems like this every single day. Come on, you don't want to miss them. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. I'm not going to hold you up. So before I had my own studio and was recording and mixing and, doing all these things myself, I used to book studio time and go to a really nice studio. And I remember it was multiple rooms. There was the control room where the engineer would mix, and then there was another room for recording, live instruments, vocals, whatever. And I remember after I was done recording, I was hanging out in the control room with the engineer, just kind of listening, watching him mix, whatever. He'd be dialing in my vocal, doing his mix things. And then as he would get towards the end of the mix, he'd walk away and he'd go into the other room and he'd start pacing around. And then he would walk back in. And I kind of thought he was just getting up, stretching. I didn't really honestly think much of it. But I think I figured out what he was doing. He was listening to the mix from the other room. Now, this has such a huge implication for a few reasons. One is as you move, even if you move a couple inches forward, backwards, left, right, between your monitoring system, you're going to get a different perspective. But especially if you go to the other room, none of the music is coming straight at you and you have the walls in between. You're hearing it from a different room. It sounds different. And it's almost like you're hearing it from an outside perspective. It's not your voice. It's not your work. You're hearing it from an outside perspective at that point. It's how it sounds. It's like when you hear music coming out of a car with the windows up, it sounds a lot different, right? Yeah. Technically speaking, you hear more of the bass, whatever, but it's also a different perspective. And if you can do this with your own music, listen to it from another room if you're on monitors. Listen to it from a car down the street if that's possible. If you use headphones, listen to it through your headphones, but with the headphones off of you so that it's like you're from another room. It's kind of how it's simulating it. If you can do this, you'll get not only a fresh perspective on your mix, your recording, your song, your master, whatever. It's almost like you're referencing your own mix, but you also kind of hear it as an outsider. And this clicked to me yesterday. I was recording vocals for a song and I took my headphones off and I set them down on my desk and I was listening. And the take that I was listening to, I thought it was right, but I heard it through there and I was like, oh no, I need to do it with this tone. It immediately clicked in, and then I knew how to record it and fix it and what it needed. And I would have never came to that realization, or definitely not as fast, if I hadn't taken my headphones off, set them down on my desk. So you could apply this to mixing, recording your voice, analyzing, is my song good? Do I need to change my tone? Do I need to sing a higher octave? Anything you want to ask, if you try to listen from another room, listen from outside your car, listen from your headphones, but without the headphones on, you're going to get a different perspective. And this has happened sometimes where I hear somebody playing my music from far away or somewhere where I don't immediately hear it, and I don't immediately recognize it as my song. And I'm kind of like, on my immediate thoughts, I judge it, and then I realize it's my song, and I'm like, oh my God, I would have never judged my own music that way. I just hear it and I'm just like, you know how it is. So my point is try to get a different perspective literally on your music, and you'll get a different perspective on how you analyze it. And maybe you like it more than you thought, maybe you don't. But either way, this is valuable information, and you can apply it to that song, and you can apply that to every song you make in the future. So there you have it, guys. A little bit of a weird one today, but it kind of struck me. It inspired me. I was like, I need to let you know this is a super strange tip, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. So if you could, throw me a comment, throw me a like, throw me a subscribe. I'm here to give you the real tips, the things that people don't always tell you. I'm not going to regurgitate the same nonsense. So with that being said, I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Inswain with Inswain Audio. Peace.